Hi Aries, welcome to March. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a full moon in Pisces on the 13th. Mars goes into Gemini on the 3rd, your ruling planet. Then we have Venus moving into Aries on the 22nd. Mercury goes into Pisces on the 16th. And then we have a full moon in Libra, which is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. So, and this moon, this new moon in Pisces is going to be a very romantic moon. It's conjunct Venus and Neptune. So, let's see what is going on for Aries. What does Aries need to know about love for the month of March? And actually this month is a great time to initiate anything, especially with this new moon, depending on where it falls, because there are no planets going retrograde this month until mid-April. Mercury is out of its shadow, and it's just full speed ahead. So there should be a lot of things starting to gain traction this month. So let's see what does Aries need to know about love and relationships for the month of March 2021. What is coming up for Aries? What do we need to know about Aries for March 2021? The Empress, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Death card, the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Well, you have a lot of tens in this reading. And the final card is the Page of Swords, and the card underneath the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so you're starting out the month with the Empress energy. This is a card of abundance, creativity, receiving the fruits of your labor. For some of you, you could be concerned about home and family or children. It could also mean a creative project that's coming to fruition. You know, you're starting to see the fruits of like everything that you've worked for. Your baby, your creative project is starting to bear fruit or bring you results. You have the Six of Swords, so I feel like things are starting to move. You're moving out of a difficult situation this month. There might be some endings with all these tens and the Death card. But that's just a clearing out of what's not working so that you can move forward, because I see energies coming in. So the Eight of Swords is in the past. You might have been feeling stuck in a relationship or a situation where you felt like I have no options, I can't move, I'm just stuck here. Or you have a fear of moving out of a certain situation. With the Ten of Wands, you're carrying a heavy burden. You might be having a lot of responsibility or just working really hard and feeling stressed. But this is in the past. This is passing. So and it's a 10. The 10 of Wands means you're going to be able to put down your burden this month. So if relationship issues or anything that has been feeling really heavy, it's coming to an end, and you have good energy coming up in the future. So I feel like you're ending a cycle that's difficult. There might even be a move, moving to a new location or moving on to something better, whether it's a relationship or career situation. You're moving away from difficulty. You're moving toward greater harmony. And the Swords, the Six of Swords, it could be because of communication. You may need to communicate with someone about certain issues, and that will help in bringing in this harmony. Sometimes you just have to know, like, it's time for me to go. I can't stay anymore. I can't stay in the same situation. I have to move on. You have this Knight of Swords energy coming up in the future with the Ten of Cups, I'm sorry. So the Ten of Cups is a love card. It's achieving a goal where you're experiencing the highest, the happiness, the security of true love. It's not just physical. It's a real connection with someone that you can have. It's like a family connection, or the Ten of Cups is just like the best love card. Something is coming to completion in a relationship. Maybe you're feeling a sense of love for someone. You're feeling love for someone, or you're feeling surrounded by love. If you have been going through a difficult time, you have people around you that are supporting you, helping you through this difficulty. The Knight of Swords energy, though, you may feel, especially because with the Aries energy you may feel like I want to take action. I can't wait anymore. I don't have any patience. I just want to move. I want to do something. So the only warning I have to say with the Knight of Swords is not to do anything reckless. If you're going to do something, I feel like you're going to feel this restless energy to make changes and to leave whatever's not working behind and move on quickly to something new. But you don't want to just jump in without thinking about where you're going, because that's a danger. Sometimes when everything has been backed up for so long and then you finally have a moment to act and be free, you may just, go jump off the cliff. It's like, well, now I can do something and I'm just going to go crazy. So, because I'm seeing cards where you have to really be discerning and you really have to look deeper into a situation. Don't just jump at the first thing that comes your way. You have the Death card here in your fear sector. This is a card of, realizing that a cycle in your life is coming to an end, that something is ending. It could be a relationship, but it could also mean a past way of life. And you also have the Ten of Swords here. I feel like something is coming to completion. Something is ending. It could be a relationship that you just have to let go. You have to realize, hey, you know what? That part of my life is over. That relationship is over. I have to release it. I have to bless it and release it. But you're not going to be alone for long, because you have this Eight of Wands here in your environment and the Ten of Cups. So I feel like there are new opportunities coming in. So it's like one door closes and a new one opens. I feel like you have to, you may finally get the courage to leave something that's been difficult, to walk away from something that's been restrictive. So if you're in a relationship where you feel trapped or stuck, and you're not growing, or things are not moving, they're going to start to move in March. And you may feel like, here's the Ten of Swords. You may feel defeated in some way, especially if something ends that you weren't ready to let go of. But the good thing about the Ten of Swords is the worst is over. So if you've been struggling through something that's been difficult, carrying the responsibility of a relationship, doing all the work, carrying the heavy workload, taking care of someone else, or taking the burden of the relationship, that's coming to an end. Your hard work is coming to an end. The worst is over. Things can only get better. Get better, I'm sorry. I can't speak. Especially because you have 3 tens here. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups. But the hope is in the 10 of Cups, because this is coming up in the future. And the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is messages coming in, doors opening, travel, the arrows of love. So something may be ending, or you may have to finally realize, I have to release this thing because it's stopping me from embracing these new changes that are coming in. So there could be a new relationship that's or new love that wants to come in, but before it can come in, you have to clear the decks with the Death card. You have to release the past and accept that some cycle of your life is over, and you have to make room for the new. Or if you keep holding on to the old, you're going to be blocking this new energy from coming in. You've got this Nine of Pentacles card. This is a card of financial stability. You might be working. You might be in a situation where your like money, your money situation is getting better, and you're managing your money. This is a woman who's in her garden, and she's enjoying her house. She's feeling secure at home, but she's feeling lonely, and she wants to share her life with someone. So you might realize if you're not in a relationship, for people who are not in a relationship, you may feel like, I'd like to be in one. So if you've ended a relationship and you've been alone for a while or single for a while, you're ready for something new. But you have to admit and release the old. Like maybe you've been kind of carrying a torch for someone in the past, for some past relationship, for some of you. And it's preventing you from making a new connection. But I think that's going to change, because I think you're going to start to feel like, I'm tired of, being in a situation where I have all this abundance, but I have no one to share it with. And especially with this Page of Swords and the Hawk on this card, I feel like messages are going to be coming in. These are message cards. The Eight of Wands, the Hawk, the Page of Swords. Pages are messages. Now, when you see the Hawk, there's a message coming, an important message. And especially the Page of Swords, you may have to have a difficult conversation with someone, or you may have to look deeper into whatever someone is saying. Either someone's checking you out or you're checking someone out, but you have to go beyond the surface. And maybe have a difficult conversation with someone that maybe you've been putting off. Because the Page of Swords, it's about not what you say, but how you say it. Sometimes the Page of Swords can represent gossip or spying, or, so you have to be careful who you communicate to. Someone might be going back with tales. Be careful what you say, how you're saying it, who you're saying it to. And also, don't believe everything you hear. If you're hearing gossip, go to the source. Don't just make decisions based on gossip or hearsay. Go to the source. Face the person you need to face and talk directly to the source, and you'll be fine. But I love this Eight of Wands and this Ten of Cups. I feel like this is the future. This is the Ten of Swords, the death. That's the past. The past is ending. Hard times are over, and new energy is coming in. But you have to admit, you have to be ready for it. You have to say, I'm closing the door to the past. I'm closing out a cycle. I'm okay with that. And I'm ready. Okay, bring it on. Bring in the new. So let's see what the astrology has to say for you. You have a new moon in your 12th house, and this new moon is conjunct Venus and Neptune. Venus and Neptune are coming together in the 12th house. The moon is a little bit past. It's not an exact conjunction. It's a separating aspect, but it's still close enough. It's 3 degrees away from Neptune. In the 12th house, I feel like that could be a psychological breakthrough for you. That you finally may wake up to how you've been either holding yourself back or sabotaging yourself, the negative self-talk, the psychological blocks. But it's also, the 12th house is also a house of clearing. And Neptune being there, it's dissolving your karma, your past karma. It's dissolving, any kind of hidden enemies or emotional hang-ups or any kind of psychological issues that you need to face and deal with. You have an opportunity now to tackle those with this new moon. It's very strong. And I think it's positive energy. Especially Venus in the 12th. You may be hiding your love in some way or afraid to express your feelings. Venus conjunct Neptune is very dreamy, very romantic, very spiritual. So if you're connecting with someone romantically, it could be a very spiritual, like a soulmate connection. You could feel that way. But for some reason you may be afraid to reveal your feelings at this time. Now Mars is trining Saturn. Mars is in your 3rd house, and Mars is moving into Gemini on the 3rd of March. So at this new moon, Mars will be in Gemini. He has been in Taurus, and things have been... Mars is kind of a little bit uncomfortable in Taurus because Mars is used to taking charge and go, go, go. And Taurus is more like, wait, let's take things slow. So you might have been feeling frustrated while Mars was in Taurus. Mars in Gemini is a little bit better because I feel like the communications are going to start to come in. Messages, activity in the 3rd house. That has to do with siblings, brothers, sisters, relatives, your local environment, your neighbors. You might be getting out and being more active in your, especially as we get, we start moving into spring and summer. I think you're going to be coming out of that hibernating mode. And Mars trine Saturn. You have Saturn in the 11th. I feel like you're going to really take action to make a dream real. You're going to realize that you have to make a commitment. Saturn in the 11th, the 11th house is a house of friendship, groups you belong to, your hopes, your wishes. So you're going to be, I think you're going to feel more like socializing in March, and you're wanting to form solid friendships, solid connections. You want to make a dream real, and you're willing to commit to it. And Saturn is helping you. So whatever you're starting with this new moon, Saturn is supporting it. Now it's still Saturn is still squaring Uranus, but it's moving away from Uranus right now. I mean, it may hit Uranus later in the year when it retrogrades and then goes back. But right now, it's only a degree away, so it's still kind of, it's not as strong as when it was, like last month when it was applying. But there still may be some conflicts between a friend and some kind of financial arrangement. There might be some surprises around money or security that you may have to deal with still. But the influence is not as strong. It's kind of weakening. Pluto and Mercury are in an exact aspect. It's not a major aspect. It's like they're only one sign away, but they're connecting your 11th and 10th house. So there could be a lot of changes with your career. You could be signing contracts. There could be some power struggles. You might have to, with a friend, you might have some intense conversations when you're working out the details. But for the most part, and Jupiter's still in your 11th house, Jupiter and Saturn. So it's a really good time for you to branch out and to make new friends or to join groups or causes that you really believe in. Whatever you're starting now, and it could involve your local environment, like whatever you're doing in the community, is something that's going to bring you recognition, expansion. It's going to help you to expand your world. You're going to make real progress with a goal or a dream at this time, especially with this new moon. And if you're not dealing with your own psychological issues with this new moon in the 12th, you could be more involved with, it could be relatives even, or family, that you're connected with. The 12th house is the house of hospitals, prisons, institutions. So maybe the work you do involves those things in the community. Or you might be visiting people that are in those, so maybe a relative that's in a hospital, or dealing with people that are feeling confined, that are confined. Then we have the full moon. Now let's say, okay, so Mercury has been in Aquarius. It's now moving into Pisces right after the new moon on the 16th. Now Mercury in Pisces, it will be in your 12th house. It's not strong in Pisces because there could be some confusion. So when Mercury moves into Pisces, you want to make sure that you're communicating. But so Mercury in Pisces in your 12th house, it may bring, you want to make sure that whatever you're feeling or thinking is real. So you maybe want to bounce some of your ideas off someone whose opinion you respect, because you might be operating from unconscious programming. when Mercury conjuncts Neptune in your 12th house. Now, this full moon in Libra, it's happening in your 7th house of relationships. And the sun is conjunct Venus. Venus is moving. And by the time this full moon is coming late in the month on the 28th, Venus will move into your sign, Aries, on the 22nd. When Venus moves into your sign, you're going to be attracting love because it's going to be in your 1st house. And it's going to be with your sun, with the sun. Sun and Venus. I mean, that's really a positive aspect. When Venus and the sun come together, there could be new love. If you're not in a relationship, it could bring romance into your life because you're going to be attracting love. You're going to be charming. You're going to be more social. When Venus crosses your ascendant, it usually brings the potential for a new relationship. If you're in a current relationship, it doesn't mean that you're going to leave the current relationship. It just means that you can bring more harmony into that relationship. So if you've been having problems with someone, you can start to work them out. Things will start to get better. You won't be fighting as much. Although at the full moon, something may come to completion. Something may be revealed. So it could be that for some of you, you could be revealing your love for someone, or someone can be revealing their love for you. If a relationship is ending, it could be the culmination of a relationship. If something was hidden, it will come up. Anything that you didn't know, the full moons usually shine a light on things. They bring things to the surface. You just have to learn how to balance your needs with the needs of someone else. That's the key at the full moon, especially in Libra, Aries. You know, Libra is about partnership, cooperation, win-win situations, learning how to compromise. And Aries, you know, that's a lesson Aries has to learn because Aries is such a leader. Sometimes you forget that you have to work with others, that you have to compromise. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to compromise and meet people halfway, you could complete something in a positive way at this full moon. You could create a partnership that's going to be good for you. Mars, what's really significant is Mars in Gemini is going to be really, it's going to conjunct the North Node. So communication is going to be really important for you this month. And Saturn will be trining the node, the North Node, from the 11th house. So I feel that you could be working on, you could be signing a contract at this full moon that has to do with something that, because the 11th house is about joining with others to serve the community, to serve the many, you know, to do something that benefits society. So you could be finalizing some project that is going to be in place for a long time, but it's going to be a beneficial thing. It's going to bring you recognition. It's going to bring you more responsibility and hard work, but it's putting you on your path because the North Node is it's like the direction, the energy that you have to go, where you need to direct your energy. And Mars there is energizing that house of communication, the house of sharing knowledge, sharing ideas, communicating, you know, telling the story. So you could be writing. You could be doing a lot of writing in March. Or involved in some type of communication project that's going to involve groups of people, that's going to help support the community in some way. And it's like, it's your path, it's your destiny. So, and you're getting supported. When Saturn is supporting something, Saturn brings a lot of work, it brings challenges, but it also brings great reward and longevity and stability. So if you've put all the work in, you could be getting some type of recognition for all the work that you've done for the community at this time. And your relationships, you know, because Venus is there, anything that anything that comes to completion around this full moon is there's gonna be a lot of harmony built into it. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a win-win situation. You're gonna be happy with the way things work out at this full moon. Like I'm seeing this 10 of Cups, this is joy, happiness. 8 of Wands, opportunity, doors opening up. Things are, you know, the green light. Lights are turning green. You're ready to go. You're ready to move. There could be some negotiation issues that have to be worked out, but overall the energy is positive. Whatever's been holding you back is ending. Your burdens are ending. You're moving towards something better. And you might even be in charge of something. This is sometimes a card of like the entrepreneur or someone who's in charge, who works independently, who is not being micromanaged. You know, you might be like managing some aspect of this project where you don't have to, you just have to, you know, send in reports. You're not being micromanaged. You're in charge. You're in control. So March looks good to you, for me, for you. I can't talk today. And not only that, for some of you, you might be having a birthday. So happy birthday. So don't be afraid to release the past. Don't be afraid, which I don't think Aries is really. I think Aries is one of the few signs that's ready to go forge some new path. You're ready. You're ready to leave the past behind. You're ready to end something that's not working and put your energies towards something that can bring not only you success, but people around you, your society. You want to do something that benefits society in some way, that serves, you know, that represents a dream come true. And that could include love. It very well could include a new beginning in love, or more harmony coming into your relationships. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aries. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you're new, welcome. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box, and it'll take you to my website and you can book a reading. And I want to just say, have a wonderful March. Have a happy St. Paddy's Day if you're celebrating. Have a happy birthday if you're an early Aries. And enjoy March. Thank you everyone for supporting this channel, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.